Loyalty, chemistry, gotta meet my standards, or it'll end real soon. Be my standards, natural beauty, consistency, gotta meet my standards, or I can't with you. Be my standards.
Standards get a little deeper. This is kind of where the transition of the album actually switches from more of this like urban R&B sound to more of a soulful R&B sound. Standards is actually one of my favorite songs, and it's actually pretty personal. Even though it has a very groovy type of feel, it's definitely a personal thing because so many people are going through relationship issues right now, and so we kind of lower our standards and for trying to be with somebody, and it's like, why at this point in my life in 2020, if you can't meet my standards, then I don't need to mess with you. And that's basically what the song is talking about. Like, yeah, you might have all this love and admiration for me, but if you can't meet those standards, then there's no need for us to even discuss trying to be together. I think standards is very important, and it's a very important message because some people may not have standards and they need to learn what they are. And that's why I said there's a lot of self-reflecting for this album. You hear the music and you might want to dance and you may want to do whatever, but when you really think about getting into the nitty-gritty of the album, it's really about finding yourself enough to get those standards to be able to make better decisions. Kickback is a feel-good song that you listen to with your family and your friends when you actually having a kickback, or if you at a family reunion or some type of party. It's the hustle song of the album. Like, you go to the park. And this reminds me of my Detroit days as a kid, growing up, going to Belle Isle, and you had your family reunion, people barbecuing, you see the red cups, they got their drinks, and all of that good stuff. Kickback just kind of reminds you of that. It gives you that feel. You got a little hustle, got a little dance part in it. So that's kind of what it's intended to do, just to bring families and friends together to really be able to enjoy themselves. It's funny how Kickback came about because I wrote it because I was like, we have so much Christmas music or so many different songs written about Christmas. And it's like we often jump from Halloween to Christmas. Like, we just don't have no type of respect for Thanksgiving anymore in 2020. So I was like, I wanted to write a song about family, so that we can play it during Thanksgiving, so that we can kind of acknowledge that holiday. And so I felt like Kickback was the perfect song to incorporate for a Thanksgiving. So it's kind of like the Thanksgiving anthem to me in my mind, or the family reunion anthem, or just your basic small kickback anthem. Back to the Basics is probably one of the two most personal songs on the album because it's really displaying and showing people where I am as a man right now in 2020. Back to the Basics is basically talking about, going through so much in your life that with love and relationships and just life in general, to where you just lose yourself because of all the things you've been through. You have to find that place where you become the person that you used to be in order to continue on and to function. Sometimes we have to step outside of the box and learn to find ourselves again, to be that authentic self, like who we were when we were innocent and pure and we had pure thoughts about things. And so that's kind of what Back to the Basics is talking about, getting back to a place where you feel confident about yourself and not letting anyone change you or who your situation change you into something else that you're not. I actually had a different version of Back to the Basics before I came with the final one. It was me and just an acoustic guitar. So it was vocals and the guitar. I've always wanted to have a song like that. And so Back to the Basics was written for that purpose. But then when I got done with it, I didn't feel like it was fitting in with the rest of the album. So I wanted to give something different. And when I started scouting for tracks again and I came across that one, I don't know how, but it just like, it was an instant connection. Like, that song is it. Like, that's the one. And so when I started working on it, that song probably has the most vocals than any song on the album, because there was so many backgrounds and arrangements going on. And so it really, really was exciting to do because I've never done anything like that. But it took me like 2 days to like master down the arrangements and how I wanted to do it. I really had to like stop focusing on other songs and tap into this one and really focus on it. And that's what I did. Down, the last song on the album is probably the most different song on the album. Most people who know me know that I like to leave things on a positive note. And Pulling Me Down is like an inspirational song for people who are going through whatever they're going through. I have gotten a degree in family life education or family studies, which is basically health and human services. So I've been working in that field for a while, outside of music. And I hear so many stories every day about the things that people are going through. And when you kind of look at those stories, you think that your life may have been bad, but you think to yourself, I'm actually blessed compared to what you've gone through. And so I wanted to write a song that reflected not only my own life, but also gave inspiration and hope to other people when they're going through or feel the need to give in. This song was to give people motivation. It was the most personal to me because it was like me writing a letter to myself on building my own self up when I feel down. But I was like, there's so many other people that also needs to hear this message and that's probably going through the same things. I wanted to have something that when I felt down, or when I felt challenged, or when I felt like I was being extra hard on myself, that I could kind of go back and say, look, you're strong. You're stronger than what you think. Like, you have the ability to get through this. And so I was writing a letter to myself, and I also wanted to attach other people's, lives and stories to the song so that I, can touch and reach, so many people who may be going through things and need to hear a positive message. I love the song because it just really ministers to whoever may need it. So everybody, it's Jareal. I've given you the breakdown of the album, what you can expect from it. So I really hope that you all go and download or stream. And basically, I really hope that it influenced you to be the best you and that you really enjoy the album. I worked really hard on it, and I really hope that it touches somebody. So don't be afraid to share it with other people, with your family, your friends, your loved ones, whoever. I basically want to make sure that, my music is heard and that it's reaching people, because it's not about the fortune or the fame for me. It's really about the love of music, and I really want people to really genuinely like it. So please feel free to share it as much as you want. I hope you enjoy it, and I will see you all soon.